Morning everybody, it's your favorite Dutch Rose drinking saltine cracker baddie, and today we're going to talk about how to earn respect. A lot of us, hopefully, we want to earn respect from our work, we want to earn respect from home. You're at a job, you're at a new place, and you're at a new friend group, you're at a new school, and you want to have people to have that deep admiration for you. You want people to know to count on you. You want people to look to you. Basically, you want people to know that you're the man in a very non-gender specific way. Just as a disclaimer, this is going to be talking about the type of respect that can be attainably earned. And what I mean by that is that you can't earn everybody's respect. There are some places, there are some organizations, there are some individuals where the respect that can be earned is acquired, like it's an acquired trait. So some people only respect people of like a certain social status, a certain like how much money you have, or unfortunately like your race or your sex determines that. Some people only respect men, some people only give respect to women. It really just depends on where you're at, but the type of respect that I'm talking about here to earn is one that can be like attainably earned, like your character shows how you can earn respect. Anyway, these are the things that I use to earn respect in my day-to-day life. First thing that I'm going to say is to promise your very best but show over delivery. And what I mean by that is that we want to promise the world to our bosses, to our friends, to this new place potentially. But the thing is, like, especially if you're new at something or you don't really know what's going on before you actually, like, do the task at hand, you don't want to promise the world to somebody and then fall short if you can't meet that task. Sometimes the bare minimum is okay, especially if you're just, like, new at something, you're new at that line of work. Doing the bare minimum, if it's your best, because you don't know the systems, you don't know, how people do certain things. That could be all you can do, and that can be the best you can do, and that's okay. But then if you promise over delivery, but then you don't actually get to that over delivery for whatever reason, people are just, there's more potential for especially leadership to see you as somebody who doesn't really like own up to their word. You may have had good intentions, and as in like you promised over delivery and you intended to bring that to the table, but people can't read your mind. Leadership, especially if you're new, can't just say, yeah, that person, they promised it, they were trying to do it, and, like, they tried their best, and they know that, like, for 100% fact, because they're infiltrated your mind. They don't know that. Nobody else knows that, especially if you're new. What you can promise that you can always deliver honestly if you actually did it is your hard work, your dedication and your hard work to a particular task that is needed in that particular line of work or in that friendship or just like in anything in general, like that'll eventually show over time. If you come back again and again and again, you're constantly asking questions, you're constantly figuring out like new ways to do something better, or trying to, eventually get to the point where you can actually over deliver, that's much more valuable and much more, showing to, those people that you're trying to earn that respect from in the end. Okay, and then second thing is never under any circumstance complain. You do not want to complain. A task may be uncomfortable, especially there are tasks where, like, if I was 1% lazier, you would not catch me doing that task in my line of, work and friendship. Like, there are just some things that, that is required of us to do that just don't want to do it. But the thing is that there are likely other people that are complaining about that exact same thing. Other people who, they overly dread, like as in like externally like dread this task, that leadership sees it. But the thing is, if you're that one person who, if the task is not like dangerous to your health or it's an attainable thing, but if you're that one person who, positively does it, or at the very least just doesn't say anything and just does the task, then that's much more valuable. Like if you're sitting in a room and like let's just say like leadership or like, friends or whatever comes in and they're like, we need to do XYZ. If everybody externally shows their distress, like genuine, like not even joking, like, oh my god, F this or whatever, and you're the one person that's just like, yeah, even if it's like, oh, I don't want to do this, but I'll do it anyway, it's gonna be much more valuable. If I were to be leadership, I would see that and say, you know what, that person's actually going to do it. And then that you end up doing it, you end up trying your very best. You combine the fact that you've, done the bare minimum, and if you can, actually over deliver, make it better than what was asked of you. That means the world to them, especially as a first impression. Like, if you were to do that as a first impression, that's going to be their image of you, and you want that good image of you. You want to maintain that as well. And that's another thing, make sure that you maintain it. Getting complacent, it doesn't really help you in the end, because, throughout the days, even when it doesn't seem as important to, be doing your best, to be constantly waking up and getting on that grind. You never know the day where somebody, important, somebody is going to see that and then catalyze some good events for you. It's also just good for karma, because I believe in karma personally. I believe that, there's always somebody watching me. There's always, a higher up, trying to find people to become better, represent a certain, workforce, a certain place. These are the 2-3 tips that I've learned throughout, having certain jobs and, trying to implement them as I've learned them. And then I've implemented them best in this most recent job that I had, and it helped me so much. I was trusted to be able to do stuff that other people weren't, and then eventually, given certain privileges, and eventually I just got promoted. I got promoted in about a third of the time it takes, rather than, just waiting to get promoted again. And that was because my leadership saw that I was implementing those tips, and then I saw other people that were kind of doing the same thing as I was, with a specific goal of, being noticed, being respected, and they also were doing these exact same things. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe. This is part of a series where I help socially awkward people, or people that want to learn more social skills in general, be able to have that through somebody who's moved 6 states, wasn't the best with people, but eventually kind of learned them throughout, trial and error. So hopefully this helps you with a cheat code to be able to do that. And I'm gonna go hit the gym now, so with that, have a good morning, day, or night, and hopefully I will see you in previous or the next videos. So yeah, peace.